ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Section 16, subsection 17, verse number 2. I think verse number 1 we have completed last time. Verse number 2. सेव्य श्री गुरुदेव वाक्य जनितः चिद्बोध आवाहनम् सर्वव्यापकता विनिश्चयमतिः पूर्णं पवित्रासनम् त्वत्तो नान्यदवैमि किञ्चिदिति तत्पुण्याम्बुपादोदकम् त्वय्येवास्त्वचलाममेषमतिः इत्यर्घोऽस्तु ते सुन्दरः. Very beautiful. Talking about the Deva Puja, the steps in the Deva Puja. And the first step we saw was the Chintanam, or the few minutes of quietude that one spends before commencing the puja. Before starting the puja, one is told to sit in dhyana. And in that dhyana, one is told to sit to clear the mind and to clear the heart of various preoccupations and ragadveshas, etc., to be able to take the time to suspend the ragadveshas. All this has been advised. And so this is basically what is being talked about here. And so that first one we saw, contemplating upon the play of Maya, and which actually cannot hide the one's own radiance, one's own, one's own self-evident I, which because of which the play can be talked about. And actually, his contemplation, the author's contemplation before writing this section, becomes our dhyanam before the so-called quote-unquote puja. And this puja is of a different kind, even though it goes through all the steps. And we'll see the steps here. And the steps are transformed into the steps are symbolic, and they are a powerful metaphor for the inner transformations, a series of inner transformations that they represent. So the second verse here, Sevyaha, Seva Yogyah, Sevyaha. Sevyaha means it is worthy. It is worthy of seva. Seva here means worship. It is worthy of being served. It is worthy of being worshipped. What is worthy of being worshipped? Let us see. Shri Guru Deva Vakya Janitaha. So, that is worthy of worshipped is the Shriya Yuktaha Guruhu. Shri Guruhu. The Guru that is endowed with Shri. Shri means goddess, Lakshmi, abundance. So what is this, what is this Guru that is blessed with Shri? And what is this Shri? What is this abundance? The abundance is um, in the form of fullness. That is the abundance. You see, Satchidananda, and that Ananda, when it sits in the heart, is in the form of abundance. When it manifests in the heart, is a person who lives the abundance, minute by minute, day by day. hour by hour, week by week, month by month, year after year, you can say 24/7, 365. The one who lives that fullness is there. Satchit Ananda, it's a lakshana of the Atma. It indicates the Atma. But then when you translate it into the empirical day-to-day transactions. When you translate this abundance, when you translate this ananda into the daily transaction, it manifests as an inner fullness and abundance. That is, like a full cup that is overflowing senselessly, needlessly, randomly overflowing. With what? With that ananda in the form of love, in the form of compassion. That is why the word Shri is attached to the names of people that one respects. And that is, of course, everyone in India is known as Shri and Srimati, the feminine of Shri. And so the Shri means, so what if it's a complaining person who is called Shri? Well, we can take it as a blessing for the future for that person, that may you abide in that abundance. That is you. It is an epithet that immediately, when one hears, one immediately is, called back to oneself. It is that kind of an epithet. So here, literally, we can take it, Shriya Yuktaha Guruhu. The guru that is endowed with a pleasing personality. That is what, goddess is. And the guru that is always happy, the guru that is bigger than the problems that he or she confronts, that is able to be bigger than the problems that they confront, and the guru who is not needing anybody to keep them in a good mood, to entertain them. That is all Shri. And it is no doubt that when when Pujya Swamiji was in the body, people would come and wish him Happy Mother's Day, not Father's Day. Maybe they wish that too, but I have heard people come and say Happy Mother's Day, Swamiji, and that itself shows that this what we are illustrating here. Very, very beautiful. And so, this is what is to be Sevya. Sevya means not just worshipped, Sevya means taken in. This is what is to be, because we have the word Sevya. Sevya had to mean that which is worthy of being internalized. So, Sevate also means intake, takes in. So in the sense of, this is what needs to be learned, assimilated. And what is to be assimilated? Sri Guru, and we saw what this Sri Guru means. And then Sri Guru, and then Sri Guru is important. Why? Because Veda Vakya Janita. So, because the Sri Guru is an embodiment of the Vakya, the sentences of the Veda. Veda means what? Soul. It's a compilation of all kinds of sentences, long and short, and one word. Satyam vada, dharmanchara, swadhyaya anma pramadaha. These are all Veda Vakyas, sentences of the Veda. Follow dharma, speak the truth, study the Veda. All these are, the Veda is in the form of injunctions and nishedha vakyas, prohibitions. Vidhi nishedha, injunctions and prohibitions. So, which can you please talk about? Which vakya that is being talked about here? There's only one vakya where the Guru is concerned. What is that vakya? Mahavakya. And that is what is Mahavakya? A very simply put, Mahavakya is that the internalization of which sentence frees one from all injunctions and prohibitions, so that one wakes up to a new reality and says, what injunction? What prohibition? Like Shukashtaka. In the Shukashtaka, there is a, Shuka is the son of, was the son of Vyasa, Bhagavan Vyasa, who left home at age 5. And he, because he didn't, as he said to his parents, he didn't see the value of family life. And then when he was told, you're so small, who will take care of you? You need us to take care of you. He said, no, I don't think so. I mean, I have, the birds and all leave their homes much sooner. I have stayed here, overstayed my visit here in the house. Then they said, no, 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 we need you. Then he said, you just call me, I'll come. And so that's why he's called Shuka, because he would fly in for a flying visit, literally, as he would sometimes take the avatara of a parrot. That's one of the stories associated with him. So there is an octet, a praise song in 8 verses there. And then the refrain of this octet is Ko Vidhihi, for the people who have understood the Mahavakya. And the sentence or the message, the vision of the Veda that equates you with Ishvara, that equates you with the whole, that equates you with Jagat Karanam Brahma, with Bhagavan, that which says that that consciousness which is the truth of you is non-separate from that consciousness which is as it were associated with projecting, sustaining, and taking back this entire universe. And so it's the same, very, very same awareness, consciousness that we are talking about. So the one who internalizes that, has seen the cessation, the culmination of all injunctions and prohibitions. All injunctions and prohibitions culminate in the Mahavakya, because the injunctions and prohibitions, as it turns out, are there to prepare one to assimilate this vision. A vision of no division between you and the Jagat, between you and the universe, between you and various parts of yourself. The little part, the neglected part, the inner child, the outer child, all these things. The inner division between the one who wants to follow dharma and the one who wants to rebel, and between the one who is a doer and the thinker, and between the one who is an actor and the one who is the non-actor, all these divisions within and without, they cannot equipped with these divisions. Jiva yoho bhedah, the division between yourself and another, the division within oneself. And then jiva jagat bhedah, the division that is perceptible between you and the universe. One is taking cudgels in one's connection with another, with oneself, and with the universe. And the difference between between oneself and guru shishya bheda, the difference between the teacher and the student. And then what? Finally, the difference between the jiva and Ishvara. The disconnection, the alienation that is caused by all these divisions leads one to retreat into some kind of a subjective reality, pratibhasika, where one leads an imaginary life based on one's own presuppositions, strong preferences, prejudices. This is what is called samsara, and the redemption of samsara from samsara is the teaching by the guru of the Mahavakya. That is, unremarkable, because that is the job of the guru. But what is remarkable and important is to internalize this Mahavakya, which frees one of all injunctions and prohibitions. The injunctions and prohibitions are there for the student, the prospective seeker, to attain a sense of uh, calmness, discipline, and orientation, because otherwise one is lost. One is lost. And so, because one feels disoriented. And then it is one thing to say, the guru should orient me. That's not the job of the guru to keep on orienting you. Yeah. So the good job of the guru is to teach. And then what does the Veda do? The Veda takes care of this orientation by giving you a schedule. So that is what this Vidhi and Nishedha are. The Vidhi and Nishedha, the injunctions and prohibitions, are of two kinds. One, are not two kinds. They have two purposes. One, as I said, to suspend the strong tendencies to isolate, to get alienated, etc., because one is on a schedule. And then the second thing is to help drop those very raga and dveshas in the antahkarana, the strong preferences, prejudices, likes, dislikes, etc., to let go of them, so that one matures emotionally and evolves in order to gain this knowledge, so that the blocks for this knowledge have dissipated. So Guru Veda Vakya. So the Veda Vakya, uh, you know, uh, talked about by the Guru, the Veda Vakya that is, the Mahavakya that is unfolded by the Guru, Janita. So born of that, Janita, born of the Veda Vakya, what is there? It's a very complicated compound, so we have to go step by step. So, Guru Vedya Vakya Janita Chid Bodha. So Chit Bodha means, Chit means one's own Antahkarana. Here Chit, the Chit is that understanding. Chit is that consciousness, that awareness. So that awareness, as it pertains to this body, mind, sense complex, here is Chit. So the Chit Bodha, Chit Eva Bodha. So that Chit alone, that Sat Chit, that Jnanam, that awareness itself is the teaching Bodha. You are that awareness is the teaching. You are not this body, mind, sense complex. That is the teaching. And the internalization of the teaching comprises the first part of the puja after the dhyanam. So, first one sits in meditation to calm down and to center oneself. And the second part of the puja, worship, is in inviting avahana. आवाहितो भव स्थापितो भव avakuntito bhava. Like this, we have all these steps in the puja. Avahanam means, please come, O Lord, O Goddess, please come and occupy. This is an invitation to occupy. But we already have a photograph there. We already have a icon there, a small murti there. Even if it's made of turmeric, we have a little Ganesha there. So, what do you mean invite? Well, this is the beauty of it. So, this is a mental transformation. It's a very important internal transformation, which every sthapati, a sculptor, also goes through. So, in the beginning, what is there? You have a turmeric lump, turmeric mixed in water. And so, what if you're artistic and you can make it look like Ganesha with a little trunk and eyes? You put two mustard seeds for the eyes, and in Eugene, they have it down. They make very nice. They can have a Ganesha contest. They make it so beautifully. So what if you are very, talented in making the eyebrows and the eyes and painting all this for the Homa to have this turmeric Ganesha? So what? It is still an artistically made turmeric blob. Still that. But what is it that transforms it? This step where I mentally ask the energy that is represented by Ganesha, that Ganesha principle, that Bhagavan with the form and this particular function of dispelling obstacles for the puja or whatever, yajna, fire ritual that I'm about to begin. What do I want? I want this Bhagavan to occupy this blob of this lump of turmeric. And that's why we make it artistic, because otherwise Bhagavan might take one look at it and say, "Ah, it makes me look bad. I ain't coming here. I'm not going to sit here. Better luck next time." And so therefore, you make it artistic. You put it on a nice plate, and you adorn it with a garland and everything. And then you say, "Please come and occupy." And what is this? Isn't Bhagavan everything? Isn't everything Bhagavan? Isn't the turmeric also Bhagavan? Isn't the maker of the turmeric also Bhagavan? Isn't the turmeric lump artistically, carved temporary into a temporary Ganesha also Bhagavan? Yes, to all of those questions. But do you know that? Kind of sometimes. Okay, that's why we need this step. So we need this step, to formally, to have, to invite Bhagavan, because without invitation, nobody comes. Nobody comes. And you have to say, "Please come. Please bless this. Please bless this place. Please bless my heart. Please bless this puja. Please occupy your rightful place." This is part of this, this is part of the inner transformation. You can't just say, "I've heard you're everywhere and you're in this turmeric too. So, here, swaha, namaha." It won't do the job. So even though in our puja room, in or in a puja closet, as the place as the case might be, even though there are, those icons or whatever photographs representing the form and functions of Bhagavan that we want to have in our lives, are there every day, even though they are already there and it is seen as worshipped, we still invite every time. Avahito bhava. Please consider yourself invoked, invited to preside this puja, which I'm going to do, which I'm embarking upon doing. So this is a very important step. It is not an important step for Ishvara. It is an important step for you. And you no longer look at it as a artistic turmeric blob. No, it is Ganesha. Now it is Ganesha. Very interesting. And the same thing the sculptor also does. The sculptor carves everything, and then it is gone, it is sent to the temple where the murti, the icon, is supposed to be. And then the prana pratishtha is to be done. The community comes and then appoints a priest who will who will breathe life into this icon. Up till then it is icon. And one of the last steps in this prana pratishtha, in this very beautiful ceremony, is to open the eyes of the Lord. I mean, you need a sculptor to open the eyes of the Lord. No, no, no. It's the icon here. The eyes are always shut, and the opening of the eyes is the last thing. So the sculptor is invited into the sanctum, and then he takes his chisel and his hammer for one last time. And think about the pressure. There'll be like a millions of people there. He can't go wrong, and the eyes are the hardest thing to carve. And in front of them, this is how it was done in the ancient times. In front of them, he just, carves the eyes and then opens the eyes. Until then, the lids are shut. He makes an opening and then, makes the eyeballs, the eyes are one-fourth open, and to give, just the right amount of blessings, because it is said you can't make full eye contact with Bhagavan. It's not possible. And so, because of one's own fears, guilts, etc., so then, a little bit he opens kataksha. That sidelong glance should be there. And then, as soon as he opens, he throws away the hammer and the chisel, catches hold of the feet of the deity, and falls at the feet of the deity. Now it is Bhagavan. Before he was nicely hammering and turning it around and looking, I don't, you're not that good looking. Let's try to, oh, and why are you so serious? Let's try to make your lips a little more upward and make them smile. And this is what happens. There is something miraculous that happens in this moment of avahanam. It is done in temples, except in the temples we have one avahanam in the beginning, and then that energy is supposed to be concentrated there, and then it is perhaps renewed every year or something like that. But otherwise, you don't do it every day. But in your puja room, you invite Bhagavan, and then at the end of the puja, you send him her off with some gifts, etc. Thank you for coming and presiding over the puja. These are the steps. So this is avahanam. And then what? Then so that's the avahanam. The next step is, so you invite Bhagavan, all right, but then you have to have a place to sit. You have to have a place to sit. You can't just, it's like I still remember when I was a student, in the university, one professor, one advisor asked me, please, please come for lunch. I said, okay, I'll go. So I went there, and when I went there, I mean, that professor was always in his head completely. Wonderful person, and completely in his head. And his house was, and of course, this was a long time ago. Things were not so digital as they are now. And so the house was full of papers and books and books and papers and documents of all kinds. And every chair in the house, every single chair, every single surface, I shouldn't even say chair, even the kitchen counters, you know, were full of stacks of papers and papers and books everywhere. Even the carpet on the floor, there was no place to stand, let alone sit. And so, and of course, he said apologetically, we have just ordered something from outside. Myself and a few students came, and then there was no place to sit. And then hurriedly, then one of the students offered to take these stacks, and no, 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 don't do that, don't touch, because only I know what's in each of them, and only I have to remove. And so, like this, it was. So, we can't do that when we invite Bhagavan. I mean, it's fine to to have a few people and then not have place to sit. That's not, that's not taken badly. And the guests will definitely forgive you because they know your head is elsewhere. But then you can't do this with Bhagavan. You can't invite Bhagavan and not have a place to sit. So the offering of the ceremonial place to sit is called asanam. Oh, but isn't Ganesha already sitting somewhere? Yes, but that is now consecrated as the sofa for Ganesha. So far, so good. The puja is going. Okay. Yeah. So this is what it is. So Ganesha is already sitting there on the asana, but that asana, I formally say, I'm offering you this seat. Please take your seat. Why to ask Bhagavan to take seat? Because you don't want a running Bhagavan. Bye. Yeah, blessings, fine. Bye. No, you want them to sit. You want that Bhagavan, that presence to stay with you in your heart. That's why you say you offer asanam. So if the avahanam is the intern, avahanam means the invocation. If the invitation and the invocation is the if the invitation is the internalization of the Mahavakya, of the vision of no division, what could the asanam be? What could the seat represent? Well, here it says Sarva Vyapakata Vinishchaya Matihi. Matihi, Buddhi, the understanding. And what is the understanding? This Bhagavan is all pervasive, doesn't need to be sitting in this place for the puja to commence. The very opposite of the asana offering. The asana is being offered, but what is this asana? The understanding, a very beautiful, figure of speech here. It's the very opposite of what is happening. And so the understanding that Bhagavan doesn't require a seat, that consciousness is abiding, ever abiding, all over the place. It is all pervasive, sarva vyapakata. It has sarva vyapakata. It is all pervasive. It pervades the seat, it pervades the house, it pervades everything. Above all, it pervades my heart. This is what is Sarva Vyapakata Matihi. This is what it is. And so this is exactly the understanding. Sarva Vyapakata. Vinishchaya. Vinishchaya means ascertainment of that all pervasiveness is the matihi, is the understanding, is my buddhi. And Purnam Pavitrasanam, and that makes the seat, sanctifies the seat, makes it holy, and makes it complete. So now in the first line itself we have covered two steps, the invocation and the asanam. Then what? Then you offer the next step in the puja is to offer the feet, washing, water to wash the feet. This is called padodakam, followed by arghya. Arghya means water to wash the mouth. These are all things in the puja, because the puja represents the steps for the puja are taken from the ancient way of um, inviting and honoring a guest that comes to the house. Please come, invocation, please sit, offering of the thing, please, let me wash your feet. And in those days, the people would have traveled, and then, it would be hot, dusty, and the feet washing was seen as a way of self purification for the honored guest. So you wash the feet and then you offer them some water to drink. And so these are the next two steps. Let us see what they entail. Tvatto nanyadavaimi kinchiditi. And so here the Guru, you see, this is a very complicated thing. I'll explain this later, but let us understand this step. So the Guru here is there, and Tvattaha anyat na avaimi kinchit. Na avaimi. I do not understand. I do not know. Kinchit. Anything. I do not know anything. Tvattaha anyat. Other than you. Iti. This is Punyambu Padodakam. This is the sanctified, the holy water. This is the feet washing ceremony. So the feet washing ceremony for the Guru is what? Is the understanding, is the surrender, because feet washing also represents surrender. So represents the surrender, and then the represents the surrender, and then this feet washing, which represents surrender. How does it represent surrender? Because the, the feet washing represents the understanding, tvattaha na anyad avaimi kinchit. I do not take refuge in anything other than you. This is a very deep connection. It has to be there for the knowledge to take place. It definitely has to be cultivated. And so therefore, tvattaha na anyad e avaimi. Avaimi, I do not know. Ava plus a me. So all from in gatau, second conjugation. So avaimi, tvattaha anyad na kinchit avaimi. I don't know anything other than you. Is represents the foot washing ceremony, part of the foot washing step of the puja. And then what else? Then we have the त्वयि त्वयि एव अस्तु अचला मतिः. Not only that, I pray for Tvayi eva, in you alone, may there be achala matihi. May my mind have unwavering shraddha in you alone. In you who is the source of knowledge, in you who frees me from all injunctions and prohibitions, may I have achala matihi, sthira matihi. May my buddhi, may my heart be steady. May my devotion not be fluctuating like a lamp in the wind. And may I be of steady mind where you are concerned, and where my understanding, where my conviction that through you, through your words, I will gain moksha, I will gain freedom from this samsara of division. Samsara means divisions. So let this be very, very clear in my heart, in my mind, and that is the next step. Mama Isha, my Lord, my Bhagavan. So here that is why the Guru is seen as Bhagavan. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, Namaha unto that Guru. Who is this Guru? The one who is in the form of the Trimurti. You alone are Brahmaji, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Ishvara, everything is you. So you transcend the personality of the Guru in order to connect with the person that the Guru is, and that person is Purusha, which is the same as you. Sarvan Purayati, which is the same as the truth of you. So then, it is easy to get caught up in the personality of the Guru. Oh, what does he like? What does she like? Or, what is this? What is that? All these things. And so all this is a distraction. It is a distraction. So, transcending the personality, making a conscious attempt to do that, it's not easy to do that. To make a conscious attempt to do that is itself a great, propellant for self growth, for emotional maturity. Something happens, because there is, because the Shraddha otherwise doesn't get cultivated very easily. This is a very important step in cultivating the Shraddha. Shraddha means devotion and reverence, which are very key, which are very important to gaining the knowledge. And so the devotion and reverence doesn't come easily. They have to be cultivated. And this is one more step that helps in this cultivation. And then so the cultivation of Shraddha is connected to how one looks upon that which one has understood as one's teacher. That is very, very, very important. Because because that really is the key to gaining the knowledge. This is how it is. Because you see, if you want to talk to the teacher about so many things, starting with the weather, starting with some other happenings, etc. The Guru will indulge you, no problem. The Guru will deal with you and talk to you at, wherever you are leading the conversation, not a problem. It's okay. But then one is missing out on every other thing that the Guru represents. This is what it is. And this, even though in the Mundakopanishad says, Atmajnam hi archayet bhutikamaha, may one worship the knower of the Atma in order to get material desires fulfilled. It is acceptable. So people, in fact, generally most people relate to the teacher and find a teacher and go to the teacher not for the knowledge, but to get some respite from samsara. and to get some, to have somebody in the life that they know is comforting, is a comforting presence, is a non-judgmental presence, is someone who they are next to. When they spend some time, they feel uplifted. Why do they feel uplifted? Because at this point they are unable to access that upliftment, that source of upliftment which is themselves. They are unable to do that as yet. So for most people, the guru represents a wish fulfilling tree, kalpavriksha, or a wish fulfilling cow, kamadhenu. And okay, please give me this, please give me that. And for the mumukshu jignasu, for the one who wants to gain the knowledge, also the guru represents a wish fulfilling tree. Give me steadiness of mind, like the prayer here. Give me shraddha, give me bhakti. Very interesting, because you're supposed to go to the guru with bhakti and shraddha, but you go without bhakti, without shraddha, and tell the guru, please give me bhakti, please give me shraddha. This is all comes under what is called bhuti. Bhuti, bhuti, bhukti, same thing. Time bound things. The guru becomes an altar for the gain of time bound things by the mumukshus as well as the jignasus. The guru becomes an altar for time bound things. And the Upanishad, the Mundaka Upanishad says, no problem. And that is perfectly in order. That is perfectly fine. That is okay. That is perfectly, you have to begin somewhere. But why can't you pray to Bhagavan? Bhagavan is remote. And Bhagavan is sitting in the puja closet. But the Guru is a walking, talking manifestation of this knowledge. So it's easier to say, to somebody who is responding, smiling, talking, walking, you say, please give me Shraddha. And it's the Guru who says you need to cultivate Shraddha, and you flip the script back onto the Guru and say, yeah, give me Shraddha, give me Bhakti, give me, give me Shraddha and Bhakti in order to have Mukti, freedom. So this is what is called this is what the Upanishad advises. Why? The question is why? Because for two reasons. One is, as I said, we have already covered this. One has to begin somewhere. And the next reason is because the teacher doesn't want anything from you other than for you to study. Even that is not really a want, it is your own want. So then the teacher doesn't want anything from you, doesn't have an agenda for your life, unless you go and ask for guidance. And that's not really an agenda for your life, that's just guidance. So then that means there is a lot of inner space of non want in the teacher. So the teacher becomes an embodiment of non want. And a non wanting embodiment becomes an appropriate altar to fulfill the wants. Yet one more paradox in the study of Vedanta. Because as we have seen, even in the daily life, what will happen when you want something, you never, almost never get it. Then when you say, okay, to let it go to hell, I no longer want this. And you're not just saying this, you truly let go, then it comes. Then it comes. When you don't want it, it comes. This is how life is. This is a law of the universe. The law of Vairagya. And what is the law of dispassion? Vairagya means dispassion. Dispassion means gaining freedom from the very things that you think spell your name, spell your identity. So, dispassion is understanding that your identity, your sense of I, is not embroiled in and entangled with either having or not having possession, these particular ideas, possessions, notions, things, people, etc. Those are all crutches and props. So the cultivation of dispassion makes one free enough to enjoy the things in the universe, to touch and to go, to bless and to go, to enjoy and to go, without really becoming enslaved to those very objects, events, notions, peoples that one thinks one cannot lead one's life without. This is Vairagya, dispassion. And so the guru is an embodiment of what he or she teaches. So, for this embodiment of dispassion, what do we do now? For this embodiment of dispassion, we put at the feet of this guru all the passions that there are. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, and the very interesting and transformative it is. So it is transformative in two ways. One is you have invoked the altar of the feet of the Guru as the recipient of your passions, objects of your passions, wherever all the raga dveshas. And then, so when you let go of the raga dveshas at the feet of the Guru, then you can just get up free and you already feel free because I have given it to the Guru. It's not here. I have already said it. You can, same thing you can do to the altar that is Bhagavan also. But here, since the verse is about the Guru, that is what we are looking at. So here we are looking at this very interesting and almost esoteric transformation that happens, a very deep transformation. So on one level, I am free, at least for the time being, till the brain, till is fogged by those very wants. Till they come back and stage A, sit in. I am free. Right now, I'm free because I have given it to you. You can tell the Guru. And the Guru, being a embodiment of dispassion, does not absorb those wants, internalize those wants, or have a idea of where those wants must go. No, because the Guru is free from their own wants, let alone your wants. And so that is the first transformation that happens. And the second transformation that happens is that since there is no want in the heart of the Guru, your want has a place to fruition, to fructify, to flower. Your want has a way to become, fulfilled. Why? Because it's the altar of no want. It's just like praying to Bhagavan. And so, if your prarabdha permits, your own shraddha brings that want to fulfillment. The prarabdha means your own birth karma should permit. Whatever karma, if there is prabala prarabdha, if the prarabdha is very strong, it cannot do that. But if the prarabdha is not, is not too entrenched, then one can have freedom from that particular difficulty or fulfill that particular want. And we see this in the lives of saints all the time. We see that somebody touched and somebody got well from a chronic illness, and so many things, because the want was there in the heart, and then it was offered to the altar of that is a no want altar. And so the no want altar has a lot of space for it, creates space for your to transform your longing into a fulfilling, into a place of fulfillment. So therefore, the here the here the want is of a jignasu. So so first is the surrender, which is the washing of the feet. Tvattaha na anyad avaimi kinchit. I do not know anything other than you. I take complete refuge in you. You are the source and the altar of my refuge. And that is the water for washing the feet. And then, and water is nice because here in the symbolism, the Shraddha flows, and may it flow unimpeded like the water. Very beautiful poetry here. And then, Tvai eva astu, in you alone may it be. This is a blessing. Astu, it's a blessing and an order, it's an imperative mood. In you alone let there be what? Achala matihi. May my Shraddha, may my devotion not at all ever, never, ever waver. May I not have wavering Shraddha. One day Shraddha, another day, oh, I don't think you are, I think I need to get another guru. And third day, okay, nobody else is available, so you will have to do. And the fourth day, something else. That is called a wavering Shraddha. Or, or another example of wavering Shraddha, you ask them to do this, and then you ask me to not do this. And Pujya Swamiji used to illustrate the wavering Shraddha with a story. Two young men approached a guru, and both of them said the same thing. Both of them said, at different points in time, they didn't approach him together, but both of them said the same thing. It is time for me to find a life partner. Can I have your blessings to get married? To the first one, the guru said, absolutely not. Go back. And then to the second one, the guru said, yes, yes, yes. When is the wedding? And please go ahead. And the first one somehow came to find out that the other one had been given the blessing which this one had been denied. And that's when the Shraddha wavers, because if it's just you and the Guru, then there is no problem in Shraddha. The problem is all these other people that are also relating to the Guru. That is the problem, really speaking. Because, you have a human mind, and it's natural to look to the left, to look to the right. And then, of course, what is that, Matsara. There is this asura called Matsara Asura. Matsaram is jealousy, envy. Oh, the guru is looking at them and the guru is not looking at me. This is the jealousy. In fact, actually, you should be happy that you don't need to be looked at by the guru. This is wonderful. You're free enough to know and, secure enough to not want the guru to keep on looking at you. This is actually a growth. But that's not how it manifests. Oh, this one is being looked at, that one is being cared for, and I am just, left high and dry. I'm not getting any attention. In fact, the more attention you need from the guru, it doesn't come. This is the same law that we have been talking about. It doesn't come. When you don't want, it comes. This is exactly how it works. And so, therefore, so the first man who had been denied the blessing for the marriage was very irate and went to the guru and had a tantrum. That other fellow you allowed to marry, you even said, oh, this is a good date, and when is the what to date are you having in mind, and you blessed him completely, and what about me? Well, the guru just had one thing to say. That person is employed, and you are neither employed nor employable, both unemployed and unemployable. You have some things to take care of. Simple. You have some things to take care of. Everybody is not at the same level of, people may want to get married, but are you ready for this, very serious institution called marriage? And what marriage is going to last if you're going to live off your partner for the rest of your life? What marriage is going to last if you're not contributing anything? And so, like this, this is how the Shraddha can waver. And so, may I have, O Lord, may I have this Shraddha. What is this Shraddha? Unwavering Shraddha. Tvayi eva astu achala matihi. In you alone let my buddhi be unwavering. Let me enjoy steadfastness in my connection to you. And then iti arghostu te sundaraha. This is the most beautiful water for drinking. Please drink my Shraddha and bless this glass of water that I am offering you to be unwavering. Let it all go inside and then receive my Shraddha and may it be unwavering. Just like and as fulfilling to you as a glass of water for a thirsty person. Very beautiful. The fantastic verse. Let me make sure that we haven't left anything out, and it's also nice to kind of chant it. सेव्य श्री गुरुवेद वाक्य जनितः चिद्बोध आवाहनम् सर्वव्यापकता विनिश्चयमतिः पूर्णं पवित्रासनम् त्वत्तो नान्यदवैमि किञ्चिदिति तत्पुण्याम्बुपादोदकम् त्वय्येवास्त्वचलाममेषमतिः इत्यर्घोऽस्तु ते सुन्दरः. Wonderful, very nice. Oh, one more thing I have to say about this is that it is a complex verse because the contemplation upon the Guru is also a step in the puja. And here he is combining the contemplation of the Guru by dedicating the verse to the Guru along with all the other steps, the invocation, the foot washing, the ceremonial foot washing, offering water to drink, all these things. Okay, yeah. So very very cleverly done. Now after Guru, we are back to Bhagavat Puja, Deva Puja. We are back to Bhagavan, and then so the next one. शीतोष्णं कटुतिक्तममलं ममलं मधुरक्षारं विचित्रम्. No, something went wrong with the tune. I think I added one more M. Yeah, that's what. शीतोष्णं कटुतिक्तमम्लमधुरं क्षारं विचित्रं रसैः यत्तत्तास्य स्वभावभावमधुना पर्कः कृतश्चेद्यदि मुख्योऽयं मधुपर्क उत्तमरसः तेनामुना सादरम् पूज्यानामपि पूज्य एष परमः देवः सदा पूज्यताम्. So the next one is called Madhuparka. Madhuparka means it's a little sweet concoction made of honey and some other ceremonial herbs, etc. And so this is called Madhuparka. Madhuparkam nivedayami. So that honey is offered as a kind of a little palate cleanser for Bhagavan. Palate cleanser means what? From all the ragas, your ragas and the dveshas that Bhagavan has to deal with. So this is a little palate cleanser. But here the palate cleanser takes on a very interesting thing because all tastes are Bhagavan, correct? So Shita, Ushna, hot and cold. And so hot here, hot and cold means the pungent, taste, bitter taste, Shitoshnam, hot and cold concoction, and pungent taste, bitter taste, Katu, Tiktam, pungent, bitter, Tiktam, Amlam, sour taste, and then Madhuram. Madhuram means the sweet taste. And then, so there are 6 tastes. What are they? I keep forgetting. So we have sweet, we have bitter, we have spicy, we have pungent, and then what else is there? Sweet, bitter, salty. Yeah, kshara, salty. That's the last one. Yeah, salty. And so vichitram means the strange, the concoction of tastes. Rasaihi, with these strange tastes, tasya asya समत्वभावम् अधुना पर्कः कृतश्चेद्यदि. So this concoction of all the tastes is also sometimes offered to Bhagavan. But what does it really mean? Why spicy, bitter? Generally, we don't do that, and salty and all these things. But here, it has a symbolic significance. All the tastes other than sweet are the various dispositions of the mind. Anger, and then, anger, krodha, desire, pungency, anger, and then resentment, kshara, saltiness, and bitterness, resentment, jealousy, delusion. So those six negative emotions that one tries to overcome, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Anger, krodha, kama, desire, ragadveshas, desires, and then krodha, anger, and then lobha, avarice, uh, moha, delusion, mada, pride, matsarya, jealousy. So these are the six tastes are now transformed into six negative emotions that you want to get rid of. And what do? You take them. Namaha, swaha, swaha, you take them. Because after all, you were the one that has put them in my head, in my heart. I was born like this. I was born angry. I was born jealous. I was born like this. This is Jiva. And in fact, you yourself say in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvesham buddhau ragadveshau vyavasthitau. In every buddhi ragadvesha I have put. Yeah, but read the fine print, dear friends. What's the fine print? Tayor navasham agachet. Please do not come under their spell. So if the raga, dveshas, kama, krodha, all these negative emotions are here in the heart, you also have been given the free will and the desire to override them. So override them you can and you must. But a basic form of overriding them takes the avatara, takes the form of offering them to Bhagavan. Please take care of all this. Please take care of my anger and all these things. And so, as one grows, one converts that into just a Madhuparka, a little, and then at the end, the Madhuparka is offered as though a palate cleanser for Bhagavan who just had to eat and drink all your negativity and your negative emotions. A palate cleanser for Lord Shiva who swallowed the hala hala poison. So, like this. So, Madhuparka means I end with my sweetness. I end with a note of sweetness, and this is very beautiful, and still a little more is left. We will see that next time. The very important question is when is next time? So I know I have kept you 2 minutes over, but please indulge me until we set the next date, and so that it can be also put on the thing. So I have some travel coming up, and so the next time would be, let's see, on the 25th of June. Okay, next time is on 25th of June. And then Mundaka, which is going to be tomorrow, is again on the 26th of June. So please make a note of it. And Meenal, please put those dates on the website. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Travel means I'm not going immediately, but this is so this all of this week we will have classes. We will have classes till Wednesday. Okay, all the best. Oh.